Good Monday morning. We are here with our trusty assistant, Chetty, and your other trusty assistant, Shelby. And we're going to look today at perimeter of combined rectangles. So last week, we did the perimeter of just a basic rectangle. We found it of that one. Today, we're going to look over here at these, because if you look at the outline, the perimeter of this shape, it's not a perfect rectangle, but we actually could divide that shape into two rectangles. We could say there's one here and there's a little one up here. So if I want to find the perimeter, I want to know how much wood is going around the edge of this part of the bookshelf. I'm going to have to add up all of those sides. So here I have drawn a model of the bookshelf, just that one piece that we're going to find the perimeter. I also measured and found the sides. So perimeter, if you remember, is when we add the sides together. So I need to add all of these numbers together. You could write them all in one long list. Nope. Not another 12. We already have one of those. And you can add all these up. If you wanted to do it that way, you could. I probably would add them two at a time. So as I add, I'm going to kind of put a little check mark to say, okay, yep, got those. And put another little check mark to say I have those sides. And a check mark to say, to make sure that we don't forget any. Then we're going to go add all of these up. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1. 4 plus 4 is 8. Bring down the 1. 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now I need to add all these together, because again, I'm trying to add all the sides together. So at first I'm going to do this 18 and 18. 8 and 8 is 6. 18. 1, 2, 3. So here I've got 36 between all these. But then don't forget this guy. So my last one would be 36 plus 36. So the entire perimeter of everything is 72 inches. So you could add the way that I did, where you break them up, or you could have added them all in one long length and you would have still gotten 72 for the perimeter of that shape. Would be 72 inches all the way around. So there's 72 inches of wood going around that perimeter. Now we're going to go in my spare bathroom, also known as the white bathroom, because everything is white, and we're going to find the perimeter of that tall cabinet over there along with this cabinet, because what we have here are combined rectangles, because there is a rectangle here and then there is a rectangle there. So I went and measured today. Now when I measured such a big cabinet, I didn't want to use inches. I could have used inches, but the numbers would have been pretty big if I would have done those in inches. So I decided to use yards. Yards is another form of measurement that we could use. So I have measured this all in yards. Again, I drew a model of those cabinets. So here are the big two tall cabinets on the side. And here is the other rectangle and cabinets on the bottom. So again, you have a choice. You could add all of these together, write all the numbers in one long line. Or again, the way that I like to do it so that I make sure I'm not really making a mistake is to do a couple at a time. So I'm going to do the 2 and the 10. And again, I'm putting these little check marks to make sure that I don't forget any. And then I add these up. But I'm still not done because now I've just still got to add all of these to get the entire perimeter of all of this. So I'm going to, since these are a little bit smaller numbers, I'm going to add all 3 of these at the same time. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 7 is 18, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the entire perimeter is 28 yards. Remember, this one is yards. So the entire perimeter going all the way here and down there and up along that brown wall, up there, and then all the way down back to the cabinet is 28 yards for the perimeter. So now we are outside my house, and this is my little garden area. And if I wanted to put a little fence around this garden area here, I'll pan over and show you. There's that little fence over there that my neighbor has. If I wanted to put one of those up around this area, but I didn't want to put it where like the mulch and the plants are, that fence would go around this, which would be the perimeter. I have one long rectangle here, and then I have a little bit of another one right here. So this would be another example of a combined rectangle area space. So we're going to calculate how much fence would I need to go all the way back there where the wall is, over here, all the way down, up, back, and around. So again, I've drawn a model of that. And actually, if you looked at it, it would be this way, the way that we were looking at it. My house is back here, and up here was the grass. But I would do it this way. And again, I have measured in yards, because if I would have measured in inches, that would have been some very large numbers. So it was better to use a bigger unit of measurement, like yards. So we're going to add these together. We have 3 and 10, 4 and 5, and the 7 and the 15. And again, I need to add all of those numbers together to get the total area. 2 and 3 are 5, plus 9 is 14. 1 and 1 is 2, plus another 2 is 4. So the entire perimeter is 44 yards. Notice how every time I'm making sure to kind of circle or highlight where the perimeter is, because later on in the week when we're checking our work to see if we made any errors, do you notice all this work here? So I'm making it where I really know that that's my answer, even though I have a lot of stuff going on there. So the perimeter of that flower bed, I would need 44 yards of white fence. Now we're looking at the yard, the grass, and if you look, we have a big rectangular area of grass here, but then over to the side over here, it kind of has another rectangle over there. So if you've ever seen someone out when they're doing the lawn and they edge, they take this little machine and they go around and they cut all of that around to make sure that it doesn't go on the sidewalk. And it's called edging. It's a little machine that'll cut on the sides. So if we were going to edge from this corner all the way down to where those bushes are, back around to where those fences are, all the way over by where the flower bed, come back and come down, and we do need to edge. Luckily it is raining on me as I am doing this video, so our grass will get some rain and it will start growing, and we will have to edge that whole area, or edge the perimeter. We're not going to edge in the middle. We're going to mow there. That would be area. That's tomorrow. We're just going to do the edges. That's why it's called edging. So we're going to edge the perimeter. So we're going to calculate how much that perimeter would need to be edged. So again, I have a model here, and you see that it is combined rectangles because there is one here and here is another one. So they have combined to make one big shape. And because I'm going to calculate perimeter, I'm going to add all of these numbers together. I want to do the 10 and 20 together. Then I'm going to do the 3 and 3. I love doubles. And then I'm going to do the 17 and 7. We're going to add the ones up that we've got. And then we need to add those numbers up to get the total. So the entire perimeter of that part of my front yard that would need to be edged would be 60 yards. And last bonus, we're not actually calculating perimeter, but yesterday was Mr. Harwood, Mrs. Harwood, my husband's birthday. And as I was out here taking this video, I saw that some of our friends, even though they cannot stop and see us, wrote with sidewalk chalk. So I'm going to run in and get Mr. Harwood and let him know that he has a birthday message. So that's an idea. If you guys are bored to death, if you can get some chalk, or you know someone you can get chalk, to go right to your neighbors and your friends and make their morning. Hope you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.